Okay, well, I think we're going to get started. Thank you for coming, for being here today. My name is Molly Noble, and I work with the Teaching and Learning Technology team, also known as TLT. And this event and the posters that are on campus, all the e-announcements and emails that went out it was a collaboration with Teaching and Learning Technology, the ITS Help Desk, and the library to get the word out about this great new platform that we have access to here at Bethel. And so what Lynda.com is, if you don't know already, it's a platform that has very high quality tutorials, video tutorials, and also is a written transcript for each on numerous topics. And so I took a sampling, I went through the alphabet and just picked one or two from each letter just to give you an idea. So we've got accounting, advertising, business, computer skills, design, education, film, game design, instructional design, languages, leadership, management, marketing, mobile apps, music, network administration, photography, programming, social media, video, web conferencing, and web design. And those are just, that might be 10% of the subject areas that are covered. There's just a huge number of tutorials on a vast number of topics. And so it's a really great resource, and the funding for this was a collaboration from a number of different departments. TLT kind of took the lead on it, and we're super excited to have it available to the Bethel community. We have a campus-wide license. It's very easy to get set up with an account. Normally this is a paid platform that individuals would have to subscribe to, but you all get it for free because you're part of the Bethel community. And so our format today is going to be, we have panelists here who have all had experience with Lynda.com and are going to talk a little bit, about 5 minutes each, on their experience. And then we're going to have a Q&A. And then at the end, if any of you want help getting your Lynda.com account set up, we can help you with that. You might see some of Lynda.com as a panelist speak, but if not, I'm happy to pull it up on the screen and give you a little tour of it. And so I'm going to introduce our panelists. We've got Steve Whiting, a professor with the business department, CAS, and GS, I believe. And Betsy Dadabo, a digital library specialist here in the library. And April Youngblood, who's serial supervisor in the library here. And Moua-Yang, who is administrative assistant for the natural and behavioral sciences. And Scott Strand works with Teaching and Learning Technology. So,
let me ask, because I'm going to talk about Lynda.com from a personal perspective and then also from an instructional perspective, and how much time I spend there maybe depends on how many of you here teach. And I recognize a few of you, but how many of you are teaching CAS, GS? Okay, well, I'll definitely cover that because I think I have the most, well, I guess some of you have as well. But before I get started, when I saw the email, and I'm going to say it came from Matt this summer, I felt a little bit like Steve Martin. The new phone books are here, the new phone books are here. I was jumping around going, Lynda.com, no way. I've wanted to use this for a while and felt like it costs so much, and I don't want to pass that on to students. When I heard that, I checked with him and just really got excited. And then the next thing I did is I started, when I was doing the new phone books are here, I walked around my department and I said, did anyone see the email? And a few said yes, most said no. The few that said yes, only one of them had ever heard of Lynda.com, and so they were kind of excited but didn't really know how to use it. And so I went to our department and said, I want to present this at a department meeting. And I kind of gave a piece of what I'm going to give right now. I think a big problem is, and we have a ton of usage, it sounds like. We got a lot of usage, but a lot of people don't know how Lynda can benefit them personally, or if you are teaching, how it can benefit you or your students. So, first, let's talk about personally. How many of you feel like you wish you could get more things done? Okay. Well, the first thing I would do is, after following the process to sign up, is just do a search in Lynda, getting things done, and what you'll find is the premier author and speaker on getting things done. David Allen is there, and he will teach you a system to get things done. So there's no reason everyone at Bethel shouldn't go watch that thing. He could write a book on it, exactly. And seriously, it's well done. All the videos are well done. Beyond that, what other skills do you need to, so I did, I watched part of that because I need to get things done. The next thing I started to do was, well, I don't have the time and the commitment to teach online. I'm not going to go through, I'll call it Matt's course, but it's not Matt's course. But the online course, well, there's a great online instructional course, or you could just take the pieces. If you want to do some videos, you could just watch a couple of these little pieces to say, I haven't really explored with that. Let me just go watch that 8-minute video and learn more about that. So there are a ton of ways that if you're teaching, you can learn some skills for yourself. My experience, let me go there a little bit. I teach in the biz econ department, so I teach technology. Lynda grew up in the space of teaching Excel, Word, PowerPoint. And so if you feel like your skills are rusty in any of the basic technology skills, there's an intro to Excel. There's an Excel essentials. If your skills in Excel are good, but now you want to really crunch numbers and do it well, there are tons of advanced courses. If you want to get into analytics, there's courses that talk about analytics from an Excel perspective. If you're teaching a class where you're asking your students to use these skills, then just instead of feeling like I can't have my students use Excel in their class because I don't know how to use it, well, you can take the easy way out and just put a link to the Excel essentials and say, here you go, you figure it out. Don't come to me, go see Whiting in the biz econ department. No, don't do that. So there's an option. But let's say you don't want to use Excel. Let's say you're actually going to use SPSS. And you've depended on someone else to teach that, or you don't have time to teach that. There's a class on SPSS. I mean, literally, as Molly said, if you have anything, anything in the world. I'm teaching a project management course this spring. I taught it last year. I created a bunch of audio PowerPoints. I created a number of demonstrations, and those demonstrations are okay. The Lynda.com stuff is great. There's no ums, there's no ahs, there's no okays, there's no, the video quality is tremendous. So I'm replacing many of those. Now there is a downside. It sounds like I'm paid for Lynda.com. One of the things for you to think about, like this past fall, I used the Excel essentials for all my students. I'm teaching Excel, but I have some students that come in having taken that class in high school and others that have never taken it. And so I just said, everyone will go through this so that everyone's at the same level, and then I can take their skills farther. And I used to do that with some videos I created. The disbenefit sometimes with Lynda is, in technology, there's always 3 ways to do it. And I would show students, here's the best way. Maybe I would tell them about a couple other ways. Lynda tells you every way. And so there are some places where I think Lynda will do in an hour and a half what I can do in 20 minutes. So definitely go through the courses, watch them, and ask the question, how could I use this? So in the fall, I used it for 2 courses in 2 different ways. In my technology class, I created an assignment, and I said, you must watch this. And by the way, you can get reports that show you how they watched it. And for me, it was just simpler to have them take a screenshot and attach that as their assignment. Show me a screenshot that you watched 95% or more of the Excel class. My assignment, a TA can grade that, boom, I'm done. I don't have to do anything more than that. I would say, though, that I looked at how my students did this year and compared it to last year when I used a different method, and I didn't feel they were as strong as they should be with Excel. So this next semester, instead of just showing me a screenshot, in a lot of the classes, they give exercise files. And so this semester, instead of just having them watch, I mean, we know from instructional design that if you just have them watch, they learn so much, but if you have them do, they learn more. So I'm going to have them follow along with a couple of the exercises, and I'll probably have better results. I know I'll have better results with their learning and their retention of that learning this spring. And the other thing I did, I teach entrepreneurship, and there's a ton of business courses, marketing courses, online marketing courses. And I don't have a ton of background in Facebook, in Twitter, in SEO, in a lot of. I mean, I know how to use them, but I don't know how to use them great for business. And so in the past, I'd have guest speakers come in and do that, and I still had some of them do that. This semester, instead of just making them watch a bunch of videos, what I did is I assigned groups. 2 people would watch the Facebook for business, 2 people would watch the Twitter for business, 2 people would watch, and then they would do a presentation. And so now, not only do they have an assignment, but they have to teach, and we know that people who are teaching something learn it even better. So you can have them just watch it, you can have them watch it and do it, you can have the students watch it and then give a presentation. So those are a couple of the ways that I have used Lynda.com, and I'm still excited that the new phone books are here.
Hi, my name is Betsy, and just to give perspective, I'm a staff person who also manages some student workers, and I'm sure as all of you find out, when you have your job, you are given tasks sometimes that are not in your job description or in your wheelhouse. So, for example, I started a new position a couple years ago in the digital library. So manage scanning things, working with data and all this other stuff, and the website, and my degree is in education. So you can see I might have some holes in my background, but fortunately in the digital library we had subscribed to Lynda a year before we got here. So I watched courses on scanning, I watched courses on how to do photography, how to do coding, and all this stuff that I hadn't really had as generally my background, and I had been mostly self-taught by just Googling things. So it was really nice to have a comprehensive package that would just guide you through this. And as I went along, I would bookmark things because I thought, you know, this would really be great for my student workers to see. And you can bookmark specific chapters, so they don't have to watch 7 hours on some guy who's really passionate about scanning, talking about every nuanced thing. But you can just show them the one chapter on how to, you know, appropriately just scan the document and not like what the pixel means. So it was really informative, but you know, it's really nice to have the tools there that they let you kind of mark things that are important to you, and not just it's not just like a video series on YouTube. And the people there are professionals in their field, so they really know their stuff, and they pick people who are really good at presenting, I think. And I've used the exercise files. They have these little things you can download, so you can follow along with what they're doing and not just sort of fumble your way through your own document. Or you can pick a project you're currently working on and try to apply the skills as you're doing it. And another way we found that's really helpful is if you have other people who are also trying to learn the same thing, going through the classes together keeps you sort of accountable, because sometimes you're just like, I just don't have time for this, but it's on the calendar every week from 1 to 2 that you're going to watch as much as you can get through. And then you can talk about it and see, you know, how does this apply to our department or that sort of thing. So we found that to be really helpful. So I'd really recommend it. I was really glad to see that Dadabo had just subscribed to it for everyone, because I was sort of watching these things, or Kent and I were the only ones who had subscription. We're like, yeah, this is great. Sorry, guys. So I was really glad that Dadabo made this available for everyone.
Hi, my name's April, and I also work in the library. My experience with Lynda.com is over the past few months, I've led a group of other librarians here at Bethel in an Excel training. So we did 2010 Lynda Excel Essentials is what it was called. And let's see, something that I thought that was super beneficial about Lynda, as opposed to like going to YouTube or going online and looking for other resources, is it's very well organized. Every topic is broken down into chapters, and every chapter is broken down into little segments. So if you just wanted to look at that one piece of Excel that you've never thought of before or never experienced before, you can really easily find that one thing that you're looking for. Also, there are numerous different ways that you can experience Excel. There's a whole session just on macros, there's a whole session just on charts, or there's just a nice overview session. So if you're a beginner, intermediate, expert, they have all different levels and all different tools that you can work with. So we met once a week, kind of similar to Betsy, and we all agreed that it was really nice to be held accountable, because unless you're a super motivated person who really is good about putting something on your calendar and sticking to it, it's really nice to have a group of people to go through something together and bounce questions off of each other. And just sort of figure out and learn together in an environment where everybody's going after the same sort of thing. It was also nice because we have librarians who are at different skill levels. So some librarians know what macros are and use them every day, and some librarians don't even know what that is. So it was nice because people could pick and choose which sessions they wanted to go to. So if they didn't want to go through the entire Essentials training course, they could just join us for a session that they were interested in. Oh, something else. Betsy mentioned was the example files. Those are super helpful in Excel because if all of a sudden you're on the chapter on macros and you're presented in the video with this screen full of data, you can download the example file and it will mirror what is being presented on the screen. So all of that data will be right in front of you, and then you'll be able to follow along step by step. You can pause the video on your computer and sort of work with what's going on the screen at the same time. So that's kind of nice if you don't want to do it in a group, if you want to go at your own pace, to kind of work with those files individually and start and stop and rewind. So it was a really good experience. So let us know if you have any questions.
Hi, I'm Pa, and I'm in Natural Sciences again. I worked with Lynda.com in my past job. I worked in the Common Marketing Office where I came from in Wisconsin. And I had to learn Adobe Bridge and Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Acrobat, a lot of Adobe products. And it was very, very helpful because of the videos that they had. And like everyone was saying, it's very detailed in outlining what you want to watch. One thing I really appreciated was you can use the search bar and you just type anything and you'll find it. They have it all sorted by topic, by the software and everything, but I think the easiest is if you know what you're looking for, just type it in. And another thing I like is the video history. It shows you all the videos that you have watched, and it also keeps track of where you ended off. So if you did finish a video, you can go back and it'll show right where you left off. And you can also, if you go through the whole series of videos, tutorials, you can get a certificate. So I know this could be bad for colleges and universities, talking about budget these days, but Lynda.com is a cheap way to get those certificates. And what else? Yes, downloading the files for the tutorial is very helpful. I mean, I had to learn InDesign, and that is such a complex program that doing the files along with the tutorial is very helpful. You can also take notes while you're watching the videos too. They have like a notes section. And another thing they have is everything that they say in the video is transcribed. And it's even highlighted, like where they are. So if you're like, oh, what did they say? You can go back and read it, which is very helpful too. And for those who need to learn Moodle, it's on there, and it's usually up to date. So, so I recommend that. And so when Lynda.com wasn't here yet for everybody, I was really an advocate for it, and I contacted TLT because I had to learn this complicated program called Adobe Lifecycle, where you create these complex forms in Randy. Swanson knows what I'm talking about. And so I ended up having to take a training online somewhere else and paid like $255, which is about a year subscription of Lynda.com. And I could have taken Lynda.com and learned all the visuals on there. So it's a great way, instead of having to take your employees to learn off campus somewhere where it could cost thousands of dollars. Lynda.com has it for here at Bethel Spring, right? Yeah, $30 a month. It is if you're doing it person. Yeah, that's all I have.
I'm Scott, and I'm a learning junkie by profession. I've been using Lynda on and off for years, and unlike Steve, I was willing to pay for it myself. I don't have the business background, so economically I don't know how that played out in return on investment. But, I use it for a lot of different things. Betsy said her background is education. My background is theological studies and environmental studies. So in terms of technology, I don't have that background, but Lynda has been great in terms of my work, video, audio, all those kinds of things. But what I've been asked to talk about is Lynda at a more personal level, and there's a couple of things that I have done. One is a photography course. I enjoy taking pictures. In particular, I enjoy macro photography, and Lynda has a great course on macro photography. Learned a whole lot of new skills. Went out and spent a little more money as I found new tools I could use, and eBay is great for that. And so that is one thing. And I've always admired drawings, and so one of the things that I am in the process of right now is doing a drawing course on Lynda. And I'm not talking on my iPad or anything. This is actual paper and pencil, the real kind of drawing, and so I'm working through that. Those courses don't have a lot of exercise files, but they have you go out and do things. Go out and take pictures and look at them, review them, take a look at them. For the drawing course, the first thing I was supposed to do is go and draw a cup. And then they said, just fold it up, put it away, and you'll look at it at the end of the program to see how much you've improved. And so, like's been said already, the instructors are all professionals in the field. When I'm watching audio things, it's an audio professional. Watching video production, it's a videographer that's doing it. It's artists who's teaching the drawing program, and photographers who are teaching the photography class. And so outside of your Betheldom, whether it be a staff training or faculty, you can just watch stuff that you want to learn about too. Bethel doesn't say, oh, sorry, you can only do Bethel-related things. You can watch anything you want, and as Molly pointed out, there are scads of things you can do. Steve mentioned the getting stuff done one. There's also one if you happen to have a little thing called ADHD. There's actually a program in there. And one of the ADHD experts on how to keep yourself organized and stuff. So they really do have a plethora of things that you can do. So.
Thank you. That was great information. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Yes. So now we're going to open it up for questions. It looks like we've got one here.
Yes, those of you who mentioned bookmarks and viewing history and stuff like that. So does the Lynda user have some kind of a personal account then? Where is that information stored?
When you log in, you go into lynda.bethel.edu, and the first thing you do is you create an account. It's just your Bethel email, and I think that's all you have to put in. Bethel email and name and save. And then anytime you log in, it knows who you are, and it stores that information for you.
Okay, so if I wanted to save bookmarks for things I wanted to show or something, then I could store them there.
Yes.
Great,
So,
thank you.
And I'll just show you real quick, because this is the way I did it. The same thing with the class. The Excel was 8 hours worth, and I didn't feel the students needed to do all of it. So what I did, and this is Ann's account, this is not my account, but I went to the Excel 2013 pivot tables in depth. So if someone was saying, well, just go do a search, and they were talking, I think you were talking about macros. I just put in pivot tables, because those are the two things a lot of people would love to learn more about. And I found this course. If I then went to the course and said, well, everything here isn't important, I just want to bookmark a couple things. And so you can come down here, and these little things here are bookmarks. And so I can just say, hey, go look at the introduction and this piece and this configuring a pivot table. And now I can share, just like a URL, I can share my book links, my bookmarks, and that's what I did. I didn't share the whole course. I said, here's my, the bookmarks that I think you should go watch. So instead of doing the whole course, you could share a portion of the course.
I don't know if the bookmarks are the same, but you can also create playlists, just like you do anywhere else. And so you can just create a playlist of different things and put that up as well.
I have a question from our online audience. We've got 10 online participants. If you see me typing, I'm not looking at my email. I'm actually answering some of the questions. But anyway, one of them said, I went on the website for my area, and it looks like there's no information for me. So he's asking kind of, is there an overview about what is available and what's not?
Do you know what their area is?
Marriage and family therapy. No.
So if you go, maybe Steve, you could go back to the homepage or just that browse the library link. So I think our online audience can't see the screen here, but in the upper left corner of the Lynda screen, there's a browse the library link, and then that will show you all of the different subject areas. And I don't know off the top of my head if marriage and family therapy or counseling or a related field is part of it or not, but that would be how you would search for it, or how you could at least see if that subject area is even included.
And I did marriage and therapy and counseling, and I didn't see anything pop up.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say it's technology driven, but it kind of is the technical aspect, not the relational like you would have in counseling or marriage and family therapies.
Here you can see all, I mean, there's just tons and tons. Look at every one of those.
Any other questions?
Is there a handheld app?
Yes, there's an iPad. Sorry.
So the question.
There's a, he was asking if there was a handheld app, and there is an iPad app, and I don't think there's an Android one.
There is an Android.
There is an Android. Android and iPad, so. And it works with your account and logs in and has your history as well, so.
Has anybody tried is there offline access? So they ask if they're at their cabin, can they
I don't think so.
Can you repeat the question?
There is no offline access, it's all streaming.
Kind of a uniquely Minnesota problem. At their cabin.
What other questions do you have?
Have any of the panelists taken like an open course like a MOOC, and how does the experience compare where in a MOOC you might not have as much control over the duration or the flow, but there's more sort of interaction with other learners?
I can speak to that a little bit. I've done a couple MOOCs on Coursera. I like Lynda. Lynda has its benefits of going at your own pace, of course. MOOCs are regularly scheduled and they're dealing with real people in real time. So if you're going to be on a 3-week vacation, you're going to miss a good chunk of your MOOC. Also, MOOCs can kind of be overwhelming at times. There's a lot of participants and a lot of questions going on, which can be really valuable in working in collaboration with people for all over the world. So you're missing that piece if that's what you're looking for on Lynda. But Lynda is very good working with people around you, sort of thing, and working at your own pace. But if you're looking for that community, working with real professors in real time, that would probably be more of a thing that you're looking for then. Anybody else?
Can you clarify what MOOC is? In case
Oh,
anybody
a MOOC is it's an acronym, stands for Massive Open Online Course, right? Yeah, and it's just free online, freely available online classes that you can take from good universities around the world. So Coursera is a website that you can go to where like University of Michigan, Harvard, tons of universities offer free courses that you can take online in real time. Sorry.
And one of the differences, I mean, with a MOOC, you kind of send students somewhere else, and then you don't really have as much visibility or control or knowledge of what they're doing inside the MOOC. If you're just using it for your own experiences, like the marriage and family therapy, that might be a good option since it isn't here. But because Bethel, it's not free, Bethel's paying for it, it's free for those of us that are using it, but the more they use it, the more that will justify the use of it, so the more likely it'll continue, which is a big plug to say, if you're not using it, please, please, please use it, because I want to next year say, it's still here. So one of the differences is Bethel students don't have to register at Coursera or edX. This is something that their credentials already take care of. And one of the struggles I've had in the past is asking students to sign up for one more place where they're providing their information. And so this is just really clean and easy if the course is available for students, and then also for you. You don't have to register somewhere else, although I've taken both Coursera and edX and four different platforms. The video quality, I would say, is very comparable. exercise files, both will have. This won't typically have assignments that you have to do, you can just choose to do.
And I would say again, although Coursera is using professors out in the field, some of the professors, it's their first time dealing with a MOOC, it's their first experience, they don't really know what they're doing, whereas Lynda has that more polished feel and sort of a quality control, I feel like.
One of the online people also asked a question, can I contribute to Lynda like I could contribute to other places? And the answer is, Lynda does have the ability for you to become one of their trainers, but they're pretty selective.
Did everybody hear that okay? Do you want to repeat it just for the recording maybe?
Bob just said that one of the online questions was they were wondering if you can contribute to Lynda, like you can contribute to other places, like other professors contribute to Coursera and such, or run their own courses. And Bob said that Lynda is quite selective with the people they choose to run their courses.
I just want to mention one more thing. I did notice that a lot of their videos are done on a Mac. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys seen any PC tutorials, but
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So, I don't know how you can choose between PC or.
I can talk to for Excel and Word and those, if I were to go do a search on Excel, up would pop 2010 Essentials, 2011 Essentials, and 2013 Essentials. The 2010 and 2013 are both Windows platform, the 2011 is Mac. And that's true for most of the Word, PowerPoint, Excel, those ones that cross platforms.
And some of the other, like the Adobe products that are both Mac and PC, they'll say on a Mac you use the Open Apple, or so they'll give you the keystrokes that you need for either the Mac or the PC. So that's how they take care of that. And a lot of the other stuff.
Before you close, can I make one closing?
Yeah, we've got a little bit more time. Does anyone else have any, what other questions do you have?
What is someone interested in learning?
Okay, so if you have the apps, how do you connect the app to your Bethel account? Or do you have to create a separate Lynda account on the?
No, you can just log in. I'm trying to think of
I think you have to create your account first.
You got to create your account first online, and then you can just log in.
So I went and straight into Bethel. I just did the Bethel auth, and it puts in and says I'm a member
Yep.
on a Chrome. Okay, so
Yep.
this isn't the app. So how do I never created an account.
Well, it uses your Bethel authentication, your login.
Okay, so if I go to the app, am I giving it the Bethel authentication?
I believe so.
I think it's your email.
Yeah, it's your,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it uses your Bethel
Yeah.
authentication.
But what about password? How does it know my Bethel password?
What it'll do is the first time you sign up, it actually opens up a window that asks, you actually go in, you have to go in through, you have to be, I think it'll.
you authenticate through Bethel back to the app.
Through our
Yeah.
auth.
Kind of like Google does.
And once you do that, then it'll take you to a page that'll ask you to put in your Bethel email address and your name, first and last name.
We're gonna, at the end, if people are interested, we can help you set up your accounts, and we can get you some one-on-one help with the app if you're interested or anybody else is interested.
Since Eric mentioned Chrome, I do want to say one thing. Depending on which, I guess I would recommend that you use Chrome as a browser for Lynda.com, and here's the reason why. Most of the videos that I watch, I like to watch at 1.5, 1.75, or double speed, because some of the presenters are a little slow, and I don't have enough time. I want to get things done. So Firefox doesn't allow you to change the speed at which Lynda shows the videos, or at least it hasn't, but Chrome does. So I will always go to Chrome when I'm watching Lynda, and then again, depending on how quick the presenter is, I can go to 1.5, 1.75, or 2, and get the content just fine. A lot of times I think 1.75 is about the right speed for me.
That's a great tip.
Can I make a quick comment? First, Steve, I'm looking for relaxing experiences in my life, and I don't know if double or triple speed Lynda is going to work for that. But I just want to comment that if you haven't used it, it is fantastic. And I would just encourage anyone here to use it, and please evangelize it. Tell the good news about this great thing that you have access to. because it's great for students, faculty, staff, everybody. You can benefit from it.
So Joe just said, and that was going to be my closing comments. We can still take other questions, but Joe said, please use it, please evangelize it. And that was going to, you all made the effort to come out here today. Hopefully we've got you a little bit passionate about going in and checking it out, but that's not enough as far as I'm concerned. I want you to all go back to your offices and talk to the people around. Jump up and say the new Lynda phone books are here. Talk to people in your office about, you know, the department chair or, you know, the head of your office and say, hey, look what we have here. If anyone here is from HR, let's go to HR and say, let's look seriously at using this and deploying this for employee training across the board. People who are involved in projects, so I'm teaching project management this spring. There is a great set of courses about initiating a project, planning a project, using project management software, executing projects well, having risk handling plans. There's no reason Bethel couldn't do a better job at managing our projects. Mark Posner's not here, he's in, you know, so he knows about it too. He and I are coordinating on this class. And he's using Lynda.com, even though he's managed multi-billion-dollar projects to embed into a class he's teaching.
Steve, can you show them how to get to it? Because you can't go to Lynda.com. You have to link through it or go to Lynda.bethel.edu.
Yeah, and it'll be different here. So what we almost want to do is log out and show what it would look like. Well,
bring up a different browser.
Yeah. Is there actually somebody who doesn't have a Lynda account who'd be willing
Right.
to do it?
Get signed up right now.
We have a volunteer.
So how do you, well, if you don't remember the URL. Yeah, just from the start, so I think TLT has it linked on their site.
It's on,
Let's go to lynda.bethel.edu.
But some people don't remember URLs.
It's on Blink.
Okay.
There's a whole channel in the technology tab of Blink.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. I'll have you log in.
So for those of you on the online audience, we've got a volunteer from the audience who does not have a Lynda account yet, and she's just logging into Blink right now. You can get to Blink at blink.bethel.edu. Okay, so once you're logged into Blink, you can go to the Technology tab, and then scroll down, and on the lower left, there's a Lynda.com channel. And you'll see there's just the link. You can access Lynda app. There's a link. There's also a link to tutorials there on how to access Lynda. Okay, once you get to this screen now, it says, welcome to Lynda. Have you had a Lynda.com account before? And you want to choose, no, I've never had an account before. Even if you did, maybe at a prior job, or you decided to purchase one just for yourself, like Scott did, you still want to say no there, because that way you'll get logged into the Bethel's platform. And then it's going to ask you for your first name and your last name and your Bethel email address.
And the key here is the Bethel address, so it links their ID with the whole set of Bethel addresses.
That's right. It has to be your Bethel email address. And then you click Save, and then you'll get in. And then the next time you want to go to Bethel, you can either go back to the Blink, back to the Technology tab, go to the Lynda channel and click that link, or you could just go directly to lynda.bethel.edu, and I would recommend putting it on your bookmark bar. Make it one of your bookmarks so you got easy access to it in the future.
So Angela, what's something you're interested in after today? Anything that you're interested in?
I'm interested in information on online classes.
Okay. So maybe instruction or just online. We're online. I think that some stuff will come up.
So now we're just demonstrating how you can search for a particular topic. There's a search box towards the top of the screen.
Online classes.
About coding.
So any questions about the login process from anyone? Does this seem like something you could do if you don't already have an account?
How do you log out?
Log out, there's a log out.
Upper right corner, there's a
Upper right
logout.
corner, there's a log out button.
And it does time you out.
Yeah.
Times you out if you go away.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because if you've been gone for a while, then you come back, it'll look like the class is locked for you, and the upper right, I think you just click on the login and it brings you back to the Bethel authentication, and then you're fine.
That was just, in case you didn't hear the question online, that was just if you get timed out, then you can go back and just log in again. Any other questions related either to the login or to anything else?
Well, this is a silly question, but even silly questions have answers. Suppose I wanted my class to use something. How would I tell them that on Moodle?
So the question is, if you wanted your students to use it in a class, what would you do? And so if you wanted to have them take the whole class, all you have to do is, I could just copy that URL, that's the beginning of the class, put that in Moodle, and then, again, if you just want them to watch it, you can just create a link to that, and they click on it and they watch it. For me, I created an assignment where I asked them to show me a screenshot that indicates when after you've watched something, it then changes it shows that you've already watched that. And so I wanted to see, and actually, there's also reports. I think that's the way I did it. There's a place in Moodle where you can show a report that a person has completed 98% or 100% or 50% of a course. And so you could have them take a screenshot of that area that says, oh, they've completed 50% of the Excel 2010 Essentials training. The other thing you can do, and this is what I'm going to do this spring now, is I'm going to download one or two of the example files. And so instead of having them show me a screenshot, all I really care is that they can do it. So I'll have them complete that file that they have to do. If they need to watch the video along with it to do it, that's fine. If they don't need to because they already have enough skills, that's fine as well. And so then I'll have a completed
So it's a way of
assignment.
providing support.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but the main thing to know is that the link that's in the browser bar, the URL, that's what you would put into Moodle in order for students to access the course in Lynda.
Or you can provide the bookmark. So I created a bookmark that listed the 4 of 12 modules that they should do. I can provide the bookmark, and then when they open that up, they see which specific subsections they should watch.
No, they will have had to register for Lynda when they do that, because then they'll get the.
So the first question is they have to register for Lynda. The first thing I put in Moodle was the email content that TLT provided, and included, I think, do you have even a video? Scott does a video, or someone does a video showing the process to go through that. I put that in Moodle, and then I put the specific course I wanted them to go through. So all the scaffolding, all the support is there if you want it.
Yeah, and if you ever have questions, I mean, even beyond Lynda, about how to write instructions regarding technology, the TLT team's available to help you figure out wording for that or create tutorials that might help your students be able to access the technology well. So just for faculty that are here, that's a really great service that we provide.
2 questions. One is, okay, but I've already got a whole bunch of stuff because I've used Lynda previously. I'd like to bring that into my Bethel stuff.
You can choose the.
You can
one
import it.
option. Yeah. So when it says whether or not you already have an account, if you say you're going to have an account, you can choose that one because I did it in your place.
And I think you can also later maybe import as well.
Yeah.
The other question was, if I'm halfway through with the video and have to go do something else, can I come back and pick up right where I was?
Yes.
Yes, so the question is, can you pick up right where you left off if you come back, and Lynda knows where you left off and it brings you there the next time.
Can alumni use it? They're logging in?
Unfortunately, our account does not extend to alumni, just current students, faculty, and staff. So we're, okay, looks like we've got maybe one more.
Maybe one more question. I use zoom.us for my meetings. Is there something on zoom.us?
Don't know. Let's find out.
I'm sorry, did you have one more question as well?
I had a question, just like when I go back in, so when I log out now, when I go back in, would I have
No.
to create a new password or?
No.
Nope, there isn't, Bob.
It just takes you directly, like if you were to go to Blink, to the technology tab, and then to that Lynda channel, and click on that same link to get to Lynda, you would automatically be in. It would say welcome, whatever in your name.
And I believe ITS is even, they're using the authentication, so if you already are in Blink, and then you go to lynda.bethel.com, it will, like, whoa, I didn't even use my password, because they've done that back-end work for you.
That'd be true, I think, for any of the Google apps. So if you're logged into Mail or anything else and you just type in another tab, as long as it's in the same browser,
right?
In another tab, just type lynda.bethel.edu and you go. Or it'll ask you, if you're not logged in, it'll just ask you for your, the same way it would ask you for your password and username if you're trying to get into another web app that you weren't logged into.
Okay, so we're at 11:45, and so I think we'll wrap up, but we'll stick around for a couple more minutes if anybody has questions they want to ask one-on-one, or if you need or would like help getting logged in, we can help you with that too. We'll just use the library computers off to the side here. Thank you, everyone, and let's give a big round of applause for our panelists.